好，那接下来的专题演讲，我们邀请到 CDP 亚太市场发展总监 Dennis Wang 来为我们分享 CDP 成立25周年回顾以及地球正向行动计划的展望。And now please join me in welcoming today's keynote speaker, Mr. Dennis Wang, CDP's APAC Market Director, with applause. 掌声欢迎。Or do you prefer to stand here?
I'm fine.
Whichever you prefer.
I think I better, because I have a speech.
Okay, so sure.
Okay. 谢谢。大家好。That's fun. 对不起，我的中文去年到今年没有进步。So unfortunately, 我说英文。We have come a long way in 25 years. Welcome to CDP's awards, and thank you for joining me as we mark a quarter century of environmental disclosure. We have achieved something remarkable. We are driving real impact through markets globally. We have equipped companies, investors, and governments with high-quality, standardized, company-specific environmental data to let them manage risk, identify opportunity, build resilience, and drive impact. The real progress we are celebrating today is not CDP's. It is yours, as our disclosers, as our partners, the organizations who choose transparency even when it is hard. You have this afternoon all demonstrated what it means for environmental performance to become a management discipline. You have embedded disclosure into strategy, governance, and capital allocation. In doing so, you've set the benchmark for credible environmental leadership, and it acts as a North Star for all to see. The work you put into disclosure doesn't just end up in a database. The data you share informs investors, it guides policymakers, and leads to tangible real-world impact. To our investor signatories and supply chain members, you've been essential to CDP disclosure for 25 years. We also recognize the wider ecosystem of who drives disclosure forward: accredited solution partners, policymakers, and partners. So this afternoon, we are celebrating our collective achievement together. And we also consider the future that we can unlock together. We live in a complex and interconnected world. I don't have to tell you about global uncertainties, geopolitical tensions. For leadership teams, the questions are practical. How do you allocate capital with confidence? How do you manage exposure across global value chains? How do you remain competitive? How do you prepare your organization for the next 25 years? So turning data into leadership is how we protect prosperity for generations to come. At CDP, we are very proud to be celebrating our 25th year and 20 years with CD presence in Taiwan. What we've achieved together with partners and customers has made disclosure business as usual and driven change. Over 22,100 companies disclosed environmental data in 2025, with A-list scores in climate, water, and forest showing steady growth over the past couple of years. But Asia-Pacific leads in company disclosures. 37% of disclosures globally are in Asia-Pacific, and 660 companies in Taiwan. Over 400 companies disclosed through CDP for the first time in 2025, starting a journey that could transform their businesses, following your lead. So, as we mark this anniversary, we ask, what legacy are we building through the decisions that we make now? Will we live in a world where Earth-positive economics becomes standard practice? What do I mean by Earth-positive economics? Earth-positive economics is rooted in a simple idea. Environmental health is precondition for prosperity. Better data leads to better economic outcomes. In short, it's about embedding environmental data into economic decision-making to reduce risk and drive performance. This concept puts sustainability at the heart of value creation. It is not about a cost. It is a catalyst for growth. CDP had a report earlier in the year launched at Davos, the Corporate Health Check. In that, we found only 15% of companies are truly world-leading as environmental leaders. In the past 12 months alone, these companies, these leaders identified and unlocked $218 billion in environmental opportunities. These are the kind of companies who are taking environmental action and showing that they are better prepared for risks and also gaining a clear business advantage over others. On average, these 15% of leaders are cutting emissions at an annual average rate of 4% per year. That is 4 times faster than non-leaders. In over half of these sectors that they operate in, they also showed equal or better than market capital growth. Asia-Pacific has emerged as a hub of environmental leadership. Europe maintains strong performance. The United States is lagging behind. In our analysis, 60% of companies in Asia-Pacific achieved the top 2 levels, A and B, in CDP. That 60% compares to 52% in Europe and only 30% in America. In Taiwan, 71% of companies reached the top 2 levels, well above the Asia-Pacific average of 60%. 71% in Taiwan, 60% average in Asia-Pacific. So I applaud you again, Taiwan. You're really achieving magnificent levels. 75% of companies here in Taiwan achieve the highest performance levels on forests and water. And this is what Earth-positive economics looks like in action. It's about leading organizations that build more transparent, more resilient, and more competitive global economy. 25 years on, evolution is needed to meet today's demands. Considering nature in your supply chain is not woke. It is vital. It is responsible. In a complex world, the narrative may be shifting, but our focus remains the same. Environmental leadership is not just good for the planet. It drives resilience and long-term advantage and has major economic benefits for your companies across pricing, demand, trade, and supply chains. But what comes next? As we look ahead, the idea of legacy that we leave behind is paramount. Each of us in this room has influence over capital, over supply chains, over innovation, over policy conversations. The legacy we build will depend on how consistently we align economic decision-making with planetary boundaries. Let me pause a moment. We couldn't have reached this milestone without unwavering support of our sponsors and partners. The Taiwan Stock Exchange and BCSD Taiwan. I'd like a round of applause now. So, as we look to the future, we must continue to lead with purpose, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to building a better world. We can no longer separate out the discussion around how to achieve our climate and nature targets. Action needs to adopt a whole-of-economy approach, coordinated, data-driven, and collaborative. Corporates can't work by themselves. Finance cannot work by itself. Government cannot work by itself. A whole-of-economy approach means that we all work together. We encourage you to continue strengthening your strategy through disclosure. Think about how what we inform gives you the best business strategies of the future. Today's decisions are shaping not just tomorrow, but the next 25 years, 50 years, 100 years. And by acting decisively now, we can define a legacy of a thriving future built on measurable progress. Thank you, and congratulations again to all of this afternoon's award recipients. That was it.
Thank you. 非常非常感谢 Dennis Wang 总监为我们带来的精彩演讲。那刚刚这个 Dennis 总监呢，他的演讲其实提醒了我们 CDP 在推动环境透明上面所取得的卓越进展，把环境资讯揭露、环境资讯公开这件事情，从小众的议题转变成全球的常态。那接下来呢，我就为大家稍微回顾一下刚刚 Dennis 演讲的重点讯息。那在过去的25年呢，其实 CDP 赋能企业、投资者以及政府，协助他们掌握关键资料，使他们呢能够管理风险、把握机会，并且创造实质的影响。那进展的成果其实是属于所有大家就是揭露资讯的组织还有合作伙伴。那么 CDP 的企业健康检查报告显示呢，在光是过去的12个月，这些企业就已经识别并且释放了2180亿美元的环境机会。那这些领导者的减碳速度是其他人的4倍，市值成长也是更为的显著。那么现在亚太地区呢，已经成为环境领导力的重镇。那在台湾有71%的企业在气候领域上面达到前2级，远远高于亚太区平均的60%。那么在森林还有水资源方面呢，则是有75%的企业都达到了顶尖表现。那么亚太地区呢，在公司揭露的数量上面也是领先全球，占了全球的37%。那其中呢，台湾有660家的企业都有参与。那环境领导力现在已经成为企业管理的核心哦，它深度的融入了策略，融入了这个公司的治理还有资本配置上面。那我们现在讲正向地球经济学的力量呢，其实就是环境健康就是繁荣的根基。我们有更好的数据，能够带来更好的决策，有助于降低风险，并且提升我们企业的成长。我们把永续融入企业的这个经济的思维，不仅仅是符合法规，更能够驱动绩效。那我们最后呢，要再次感谢我们的长期合作伙伴台湾证券交易所以及企业永续发展协会 BCSD 台湾的长期支持，让我们携手努力，让正向地球经济学成为全球的标准。那也非常感谢大家对于环境揭露的长期支持，我们给自己一个热烈的掌声好不好？ 好，那我们上半场的专题呢，到此要告一段落。那我们接下来在大荧幕上面呢，会循环播放 CDP 自成立以来的许多重要时刻。那我们也借这个机会，跟大家简要的回顾一下 CDP 在25年的发展历程，特别呢是在台湾的重要里程碑。那在2000年 ，CDP 秉持的将关键气候数据公开的使命，在伦敦创立。那么从2002年第一次发出全球气候资讯揭露的邀请以来呢，其实 CDP 持续的引领市场的变革。那么在2006年，首批4家台湾的企业响应揭露。那么在2007年 ，CDP 供应链成员计划正式启动。那在2008年，宏基成为台湾第1家的供应链的会员，来推动供应链的绿色转型。在2012年，企业永续发展协会 BCSD 台湾成为 CDP 区域合作伙伴，进一步的来深化本地的影响力。那在2013年，有4家台湾主要的金融机构，包括了国泰金控、富邦金控、中信金控以及第一银行，成为 CDP 投资者的签署方，共同的来推动永续投资。那到了2025年，现在已经有660家的台湾企业透过 CDP 平台来揭露环境资讯，有61家企业荣登 CDP A 评分的榜单，展现了台湾企业在永续发展上面的卓越表现。那等一下在中场休息的时候，也欢迎大家来观赏这个投影片。那我们等一下在休息的时候，我们在演讲厅的外面准备了茶点供大家享用。洗手间的位置呢是在演讲厅大门的外面的右手边哦。那也提醒大家，我们先休息一下，下半场将会有企业座谈，那欢迎大家到时候准时回来。谢谢 ，Enjoy your break， Thank you。